Hello, everyone. It's Jeannie. How are you? I hope you're well. Today's video is inspired by music. And what got me thinking about this is an interview I did with someone in England whom I had the pleasure of meeting. Her name is Amy, and she has started a podcast called Bass and Boundaries, and she interviewed me on it. And I put a link on my YouTube channel on the community page, I think it is called a post. And we did a lot of chit chat and, just gabbing, blah, blah, blah. But we also talked about music and the impact it has on our lives and the impact certain music has at different times in your life. So I thought, because I think I surprise people with what I like in music. And so I thought I would go through what I have on my phone and show you what it is I listen to and talk a little bit about that particular genre or its particular impact on me. It's just a blah, blah, blah with kind of some inside information into my eclectic musical tastes. But first, I want to show you something that's really mind-blowing and awesome. And it's how Zane and I, my husband and I, have been listening to our music lately. Let me ask you this. What if your speaker could actually visualize the music you're listening to? What? That's right. Zane and I have added MorningBlues T2 to our home, and let me tell you, it's changed everything. The T2 is the world's first smart speaker that combines an art gallery, music visualization, and a personal album, all in one. So we can listen to music, but also get a display with a minimal frame, and it's anti-glare with 2K HD resolution with some of their over 100 licensed famous artworks. It looks like we have a real oil painting on our wall, even when it's turned off. It's like having your own exclusive gallery. With the music visualization, you can have scene lyrics with 14 dynamic scenes that can feature rain or ink art or meditation, and lyrics move in sync with the music. It turns into something you can see and not just hear. There are dynamic meditation scenes that can be paired with calming meditation music to create a really immersive environment. And I love the clock function that features 6 customizable colors and distinctive styles that offer a blend of functionality and design aesthetics. The sound quality has dual channel stereo and is professionally tuned for immersive listening. There are sound modes that include panoramic sound, live rhythm, and pure vocals. The T2 is compatible with all music and audio apps for seamless playback from your favorite platforms. One of the things I really love is that we can show family moments with our own personal photo album. We can see all the wonderful shots of our lives and experiences and places we've been. And having this on when we have people over is really cool because it's a fun way to show them some of those things, some of our trips and holidays and the places we go to. The app is extremely easy to use, and it's easy to switch modes and select your art or lyrics on your albums. You can do it from your phone or even on the frame. To check this out, click on the link in the description and use my exclusive discount code for a discount. There is a 30-day worry-free return policy and a super flexible support program in place. They have a 12-month extended warranty, and if you want extra peace of mind, there's also an option to add extended coverage. Again, if you want to upgrade your space and your music experience, check the link below in the description and use my exclusive discount code to get 40% off your purchase. The T2 by MorningBlues is a fantastic way that we've incorporated listening to music, displaying our photos, and having our own exclusive art gallery in the house, even when it's not on. So do check them out, and thank you to MorningBlues for this incredible product. Okay, so in my phone apps screen, I've got the iTunes store, I've got Pandora, I've got iHeartRadio, Spotify, because I'm on Spotify, and I'm on Apple Music. You can find me, JeannieB ASMR. And then I've got the Amazon Music. So I think what I listen to most when I travel is music. I'm just going to pick my music app and go to the library and go through some of these. Amy's questions in that interview made me think well after the interview. Like, one of her questions were my top 3 songs. That is a difficult question because I have way more than 3, and it depends on the mood I'm in, right? There are days I love a high-energy Led Zeppelin, Black Dog, you know. There are times I love Tchaikovsky, something from Swan Lake, and everything in between. So let's just go down, and I'll go by artists because it's alphabetized, and just give you a little bit of blah, blah, blah about my music preferences, what I enjoy. And it's funny because my husband, Zane, he is really much more into jazz, like smooth jazz. He likes smooth jazz, and he tends to put that on. He's got some beautiful pieces, but he also loves classical pieces because he was and still is a bass singer. He doesn't sing right now in a group, but he was a performer, a bass singer in the Sacramento Choral Society and Orchestra, and they did classical choral music, and it was probably some of the most beautiful works of music that they did, and it was anywhere from about 140 to 180 people, voice chorus. They were some of the most talented singers on the planet, no kidding. I loved watching them rehearse because they were just like everyday people to me. They were just like regular people I'd gotten to know as friends. And then they would start singing, and my hair would blow back. The sopranos and altos, I have to say, were my favorite. They could blow my hair back. They were so good. And every new season, they'd get the music, their sheet music, and they would just look at it, and because they were excellent music readers, boom, they could sing it. The conductor and artistic director, Don Kendrick, would tweak things, and he was brilliant, and he could hear nuances, and he was able to guide them into what it was he was looking for in that performance. Anyway, they were so good that we toured the world with this group, literally the world. I haven't gone on all the tours, but I went on a couple. Let's see, Latvia, Riga, Latvia, Estonia, Helsinki, Finland. We went from Helsinki to St. Petersburg, Russia. Oh, that was awesome. And let's see, where else did we go? They've been to Canada, Italy several times, Austria, Vienna, Salzburg, Croatia, Slovenia. Oh, goodness gracious. Just, they've been all over. So, that was amazing to tour with them, and I was on the board. I was not a performer, but on the board I was, a part of the group, working in part of the marketing, and it was just such an amazing experience. We were with them for 7 years, I believe. So if you get a chance, check out the SCSO, or Sacramento Choral Society, or sacramentochoral.org is their website. And if you're in Sacramento or the greater Sacramento area, go to their concerts. They're just amazing, okay? Amazing. So, let's go on to my artists. So, we're starting with A, and I have the Academy of St. Martin, and that is the London Philharmonic. Again, classical. Adele. I love Adele. And we went and saw Adele in Seattle. It was an awesome concert. We were right up front, like maybe 10 rows back, 7, 10 rows back. It was so fantastic. Amy Mann, M-A-N-N, she is from, I think, kind of like the 80s. So I loved Amy Mann. Alabama, country. I love country music, and I love old country music like Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard and some of those old guys. But Alabama, let's see, Alison Krauss. Oh, I loved her way before a lot of people knew about her. And now she performs with and has made albums with Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. So Alison Krauss and Union Station. Amel LaRue. She is a very, I think she needs to be discovered big time. Amel, A-M-E-L, LaRue. And let me show you what her album looks like. And just a beautiful voice. Okay, there's some more classical music. All right, here's another one I love. Totally different genre. Astrid Gilberto. I think I can't play these because I'll get a copyright strike. But let's see if I can do a couple of seconds. Quiet nights of quiet stars. Anyway, she married Wow Gilberto, her husband, and they played a lot with Stan Getz, that Stan Getz band. And it's just a lot of that 60s samba that I just love. So, Astrid Gilberto. She also did The Girl from Ipanema. Okay, B. Let's go through the Bellamy Brothers. If you said I had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? I love that song. Benny Goodman. Benny Goodman. That jazzy 40s music, I love it. Big Runga. There's a song she has called Say After Me. That is, I could listen to it over and over and over. I'll try and get in a few seconds of clips here and there so that you can kind of hear a little bit. Hopefully I don't get any warnings. So, Big Runga. Boz Scaggs. I've loved Boz Scaggs since the 70s. Yeah. And I saw Boz Scaggs in Oakland, California. Brooks and Dunn, country. Okay, into C. Charlie Rich. How 70s is Charlie Rich? Oh, and I have his greatest hits, his 16 greatest hits. You know, like Behind Closed Doors and The Most Beautiful Girl. And one of my favorites, A Very Special Love Song. That's the title. Okay. Chet Atkins, and particularly with Mark Knopfler. Chet Atkins and Mark Knopfler. They put out an album called Neck and Neck, and this is what it looks like. And I think that came out in 1990. Every song on there I love. Okay, Chris Bodie. I adore Chris Bodie. I've been listening to him since I think he got started with his first breakout album, the big one, Italia, in 2007. We've seen him a couple of times. Let's see, once in Houston and once in Austin. And oh my gosh, he plays the trumpet, and it's just beautiful. He features singers that like Andrea Bocelli, so he's fantastic. All right, let's go into D. Let's see. I've got Dwight Yoakam on here. Eagles. Oh, who doesn't love the Eagles? I first saw the Eagles in 1976 or 77. I know, I'm old and I'm dating myself, but they were fantastic back then, and then we saw them like 3 more times much later. Like we saw them in Atlanta, Georgia, just before COVID hit. We saw them in the Sacramento area at Thunder Valley Casino. We had like primo seats because we knew someone. So the Eagles, oh man, they bring back my favorite decade, the 70s. Eddie Rabbitt, Elvis Presley. You can't get through E without Elvis. Enya. I love Enya. I love that era. It has some good memories for me when she came out with that breakout album Shepherd's Moon. I think that was 91. And I loved that album. And I'll come to it later in her M, but she's cousins, I believe, with Mary Black, who I love. Okay, Etta James. You don't get finer than Etta James. At last. So let's, under F, I've got a French cafe ensemble. I love cooking to French cafe music, accordions, and just, it just puts me in the mood, let's say. I'll have a glass of wine and I'm cooking up a storm with French cafe music in the background. So I've got a couple of different albums on here, just Paris Cafe, classic French accordion favorites. Okay, G, George Strait, Glenn Campbell, Gordon Lightfoot, who we lost just in the last couple of years. I love Gordon Lightfoot. If you get a chance to see the biography of Gordon Lightfoot on, I don't know if it's Netflix or Amazon Prime or what platform that was, it's a great biography. Okay, Grimes. Some of her music is just like, I don't know, I'm just in the mood for it once in a while. A little goes a long way. Okay, let's go through, let's go to I, Itzhak Perlman. Oh, when I think of Itzhak Perlman, of course I think of a Stradivarius violin, but I also think of things that were cinematic, like The Scent of a Woman. The theme from Schindler's List, it's haunting. I'll have to stop it at this. So, Itzhak Perlman. J, Jack Johnson. I could bebop to Jack Johnson all day long, all his albums. He has a speech affect that I have, and it's rolling our R's and our D's. I try not to when I'm speaking here, but when I'm talking to the kids, I'll say, I don't know, and they, whatever. You know, I have that. He does it too. I hear it. It's like he's speaking my language. Jacques Stotzum. He does finger picking on classical guitar. That is so beautiful. Jacques. Jacqueus Stotzum. Stotzem. Stotzum. Here's how you spell it. Beautiful, beautiful music. James Taylor. James Taylor takes me back to the early 70s. He was one of the first record albums I ever bought in my Columbia House by 12, for a penny. And then you have to buy so many over the next year. That was one of them. I'll find some others as well. I know John Denver was on there. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Jelly Roll. I love Jelly Roll. I love his story. He shows in a very honest way his ugliness, his ugly side, and how he's done his best to try to overcome that. I love that story. Jimmie Rodgers, the old Crane singing Jimmie Rogers, and that he's from the 20s and 30s. My dad used to play his old albums, so, and he did a lot of the freight car, singing T for Texas, T for Tennessee, way back before it was popularized by later country music. John Denver, that's another one that was in that first 12 albums, record albums that I bought. John Williams. John Williams has so many songs from movies. Okay, let's go into K, and I'm just going to pick a few out. Kathy Mattea, Keith Urban, the King's Singers, that's old. L, Lady Gaga, Lainey Wilson, Lauren Daigle, Led Zeppelin. I saw Led Zeppelin in 70, I think it was 77, and it was really just before they broke up. And but I loved Led Zeppelin. I knew everything about them. I knew everything about Jimmy Page. I had the biggest crush on Jimmy Page ever. Leon Redbone. If you don't know Leon Redbone, you've got to play some of his music. I could sing and dance to Leon Redbone all day long as well. Okay, The Lovin' Spoonful. The Lovin' Spoonful takes me back to the 60s, and you know some of their songs. So they did that Welcome Back, Cotter, from the song Welcome Back. They were the performers and writers and singers of that. Okay, Lovin' Spoonful. Luther Vandross. Oh, I love me my Luther. Okay, M. Madeleine Peyroux, French. Oh, she's got amazing songs that I just love to listen to. Mark Knopfler, I told you, Mary Black. Mary Black, and one of my favorite albums of Mary Black's is called Looking Back. That came out in 1995. She's an Irish woman and has just the most magical voice. So if you listen to Mary Black, think of me, because I adore her. And I saw her in Concord with my friend Carol from York. Okay, let's see. Michael Parks from the 60s. Then came Bronson. I don't know if that rings a bell, but I loved Michael Parks. He had a couple of albums out, I think, Closing the Gap and The Long Lonesome Highway. Two fantastic albums. I have Minnie Driver. She has an amazing voice. All right, N, I've got Nora Jones. O, Ola Yelo. Ola, O-L-A. Yelo, G-J-E-I-L-O. And the reason I know about Ola Yelo is because my husband sang many of his pieces when he was with the SCSO, Sacramento Choral Society and Orchestra. His stuff is amazingly beautiful. Okay, P. The Partridge Family. I think I love you. Oh, so I think I still know the lyrics to every song off every album. The Partridge Family. Keith Partridge, David Cassidy was one of my first loves. I had the biggest crush on him, too. So, Peter, Paul, and Mary from the 60s and 70s. Love Peter, Paul. Their harmonies are amazing. Okay, Pharrell Williams. Love me, Pharrell. Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd, and particularly their older stuff, from Atom Heart Mother, Meddle, Meddle, that was from 1971. Uma Kuma, that was from 1969. Wish You Were Here, one of my favorite songs ever. Wish You Were Here. I think about my brother Brian when I think of Pink Floyd because we listened to them together, and I wish he was here. I miss him so much. Dark Side of the Moon, of course, Animals, Atom Heart Mother. I saw Pink Floyd in Oakland. They were great. Okay, or, whoops, let's see. Rebecca Pigeon. She's got kind of a nice jazzy voice. Renee Olstead, also, same thing, pleasant to put on. I have Robert Plant here with Alison Krauss. Robin Thicke. I love Robin Thicke. Rodney Crowell. And it's funny, I was just talking about him the other day. He came out with a song on an album called Fate's Right Hand. That was the album. And it was Adam's song. Adam was my son, my oldest son, who died in a car accident. And that is also when Rodney Crowell's song, Adam's song, came out. And I would ask you to listen to that. And it really talks about losing someone, particularly a child, and how we get on down here. So that song, it still makes me tear up. I love that song. Shakira. I love Shakira. I used to jog to Shakira. I trained for a marathon. It was the Cowtown Marathon in Sacramento, and I only did the half marathon. I thought that would kill me. And I would run with her in my ears. Sheryl Crow, Stephen Curtis Chapman. Okay, here's another great one. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. Love Stevie Ray, and he passed on way too early in life. Okay, T. Train. I've got Ted Lennon, U2. I love U2. Let's see, I've got the Vienna Academy Chamber Choir in under V. Let's go to Y. Yo-Yo Ma. Z. Zac Brown Band. And that is it in my album, my artist album on music. But I've got so much more that we listen to. Carole King, she was one of the albums I bought. George Benson, I love George Benson. It just goes on and on and on. The kind of music I like and the kind of music I listen to. And again, it depends on the kind of mood I'm in. So, there's an album that I talked about a long time ago by Giselle McKenzie. She was Canadian, I believe, French Canadian. And it was called Lullabies. It was a lullaby album for kids. I love that album. So there we are. There's a snapshot into my world of music. And I know it was a fast blah, blah, blah. But I hope some of those strike a note with you and make you want to check them out. And let me know if you do, if anything surprises you. Again, thank you to Morning Blues and that T2, that gallery T2. I am enjoying listening to my music library on it and then looking over and seeing either photos or, different, artwork or, different motions. And it's just so awesome. So do check them out. Check out the link in the description. Use my exclusive discount code. And this thing is just, we love it. So it's hard to put my 3 favorite songs and say, what are my 3 favorite, because it can change on any given day, depending on my mood. But I appreciate Amy asking that and asking about music's impact on me. Because it really does. I think music does have a major impact on our lives. I was going to say something. What was it? Oh, one piece of advice the Countess gave once in one of her videos. We haven't heard from the Countess lately. She said, when you're going through something difficult, don't listen to one of your favorite songs over and over, because whenever you listen to that, it's going to remind you of that rotten time. So listen to something you don't like, because you won't want to listen to that again. Great Countess advice. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for being here, and let me know what you think. Let me know if any of what I have in my music library surprises you. And let me tell you, that's a tip of the iceberg. Okay, I'm signing off for now. Take care, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Goodbye for now.